But we gonna get to the truth. As long as I'm outside, we gonna get. Not trying to start nothing with nobody. Mase, I love Mase. And I will tell anybody. Anybody thinks I owe them something, show me the receipt. You get paid in 24 hours. Because sometimes there's a counting problem.
Well, you've heard it. You've heard it here first. Okay, 24 hours. You have your money provided. The receipts. Diddy's not playing.
Let me go get my receipts.
He said, "What killed me is the envy in them. They still trying to figure out if Diddy owes them money too."
Hell, nigga, you and everybody else trying to figure out.
Wait, hold on, because Revolt TV, and I was like, "Oh, they did have something a while back."
They did.
The Breakfast Club. I'm not sure.
You can see the wheels turning in their head, like, let's find the receipts.
So,
Wow.
I mean, Diddy was letting it all out this past week at the Breakfast Club, and so we're going to talk about that. And his ongoing feud with Mase. We have to get into
with all of his artists.
I mean, we're gonna get into it. We have that. We got to talk a little bit about Kanye West, of course. He's been in the news recently.
We're gonna talk about CardiB and JT because I know you saw that.
all of the female rap. It's a lot of beef going on.
What is happening?
Listen, it's getting chilly out here, and beef season is among us. I'm like,
oh my God,
what's going on? I mean, it's happening on the court, off the court. I know you saw the Draymond Green for the Warriors.
I did.
I mean, we're going to get into all of that this week, and much more. ColdPOP, are y'all ready? Here we go.
Let's get it. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Marcus Drew Steele.
It's me, Trenton Rashad.
And you are listening to ColdPOP. That's usually your part, but I guess I just did it.
That's fine. I'm trying to get my headphones.
Get it together. Get it together.
So,
can we just say we are in need of an audio engineer? If you're an audio tech, hit us up.
For intern.
We're looking for. We are seriously, like, for real. We are seriously looking for an intern who specializes in audio, remote engineering.
Remote work available.
Yes,
work
from the comfort
home.
of your own home. If you need some service hours or something, please hit us up because we can't pay you.
We'll hook you up. Okay, I will do an intern. I will fill out a report.
Sure will.
For class,
college class credit.
No.
Absolutely. No. Anyways, how are you, boy?
I am doing okay. I am recuperating. I've been down this week. I was sick, so
same. I had a cold.
A little something here, in the nasal region. But yeah, I've been sick this week, so it's been tough.
What else about your week? Like besides the sickness?
Well, I mean, so on top of that, I was also like Macaulay Culkin. I was home alone. All this week because my old man had a work trip, and so in the house, sick, on my deathbed, alone.
Dramatic.
It was tough. It was tough, but I powered through, and I made it here today to record and talk about all of that's been going on. It's been a crazy week. Our beloved coal miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn, passed away this week. Did you hear about that? That was
I did hear about that.
So, I mean, that was like a situation. But what was uplifting, I will say, if anything kept me uplifted this week, it was the Where Are They Now special they did on the Hair Box women. I don't know if you've seen this like on social media. I
did not.
But they're basically being like, talking about like all of the women that appear on Hair Boxes are the it girl. And so, you know, a lot of them have gone on to go be really successful actresses, stars.
Oh, girl on P Valley was on a hair box.
Yep. And then some of them have it, and so you know, some of them are just like have like everyday lives, everyday jobs, and so it's been cool to see that little story play out on Where Are They Now for all of these girls on the Just For Me hair boxes.
Interesting. That's cute.
Yeah, so yeah, it was fun. As far as watched a lot this week. I did, of course, all of my regular shows. We are at the end of Beverly Hills, and so the reunion will be coming up. I know you saw the trailer for that.
I did.
You were telling me about that. So Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You know, everybody's like kind of hyping Kathy up right now. We'll see exactly what this gets into, and like, I'm not forgetting that Kathy definitely had some shit that went on that she somehow got scrubbed from even airing on the show. So, super interesting stuff.
I did see that on TikTok too.
Yeah, so
I did see that on TikTok with the edited, something that got edited out. Yeah,
it's wild how exactly who's running the game over at Bravo and the production company that does Beverly Hills. So,
what did Nene say? When you got the coins, you can get something scrubbed if you need.
I spent some time this week on Roku, checking out Roku's original programming. Would have never thought that would have came out of my mouth, but decided to. It was just one night I was just here hanging out by myself, and so decided to kind of they have an interesting concept. So I think that Roku is doing a lot of short form television. So like episodes might be like 6 to 9 minutes.
So what
cool.
Quibi wanted to do.
Roku is taking on the torch. So we have the show that I was watching that I really liked. It's called Let's Roll with Tom Greenhand, but he is a marijuana joint artist, and he creates these like beautiful creations for celebrities. One of the episodes was really cool. Hannibal Buress, who is it Buress or Burris?
I think it's Hannibal Buress.
Yeah. He because Hannibal's from Chicago. He created like a deep dish joint.
What did that look like?
It was like a big It was like a big deep dish pizza. It looked like it came in like a real pizza box. And when he opened it, it was like a joint, but it was like this big, huge, like deep dish. And on the crust, there was a little filter that you could smoke out of, and you just lit the tip of the pizza on fire. It was really cool.
How much weed was used?
So much. Oh my gosh.
Really?
So much. Yeah, but it's interesting because he does that, but he's done a couple of these. It's probably got 6 or 7 episodes. But he does these like crazy creations. His name is Tom Greenhand. You got to look him up. He's definitely an artist.
Interesting.
He,
okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, he took he made the shape of the pizza, but then he also took cannabis oil and melted it actually on the joint, so it looked like melted cheese. It was really, once again, very impressive, really cool.
I wonder how you stumble into a job like that. Like, how do you? It's got to be a grassroots, like word of mouth type.
Oh, I'm sure celebrities have people that roll for them, just like you are my professional roller.
Well, Snoop Dogg said he's got a professional roller.
Yeah, I think that's how you start, and then you just start experimenting. And
don't let me get out here being I'll practice because
Oh gosh.
I'll practice, and if that's a new stream of income, baby,
go for it. I'm here for that. But yeah, I mean, so that was kind of my week. What about you?
Okay. Sort of similar to yours. I had a busy work week, and then on top of that, I caught a cold, and so I have just been kind of struggling through that. Thank God it wasn't COVID. Had to take a COVID test and all of that to make sure, but had just been super congested. The weather's changing, and so that's probably what it was. And I've just been dealing with that all week, and I feel like I'm on the tail end of it now, but still a little sniffly, and I got a cough a little bit like you do too. So that's pretty crazy. And some of my shows that I'm watching are also coming to an end. So there's one more. This airs on a Monday, so this coming week is the season finale of She-Hulk, and so that I'll be ready to talk about. And then I think Andor, we're about to be on episode 6 or something like that. And so there's a few shows that are coming to an end that I'm excited to talk about. I also had a chance to watch the Hula Wing Drag Extravaganza with Ginger Minge and Monet, the little variety show. Did you watch that?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It was cute. You could definitely tell they chose the right girls. I would have loved to have seen a few other girls involved in that as well, like Alaska or Bianca or Trixie, but like it was the musical theater girls. So like Monet, it was Ginger, it was Manila, Mo Hart, Jujubee, Landon Sider. I don't know if you know who he is, the drag king from Dragula. Lady Bunny, Jackie Beat, and then this other girl who was a little person, but I forget her name. But it was cute. It was a 45-minute show, a little variety show. Although Ginger Minge and Monet did an amazing job. They did great, and they sounded great. The vocals were on point, and so it was worth a watch. You know, if you're in the Halloween spirit, you can check it out on Hulu. It's basically a big ad for Hulu's Huluween, and so like they promote a lot of the big movies and stuff that are coming out on Hulu. Like Hellraiser just came out, and so like they were promoting it and all of the other Halloween specials and TV shows that Hulu has. And so it was just like one big ad, but it was still cute.
Okay. Cool.
What else?
Hocus Pocus too?
I told you I watched Hocus Pocus the weekend it debuted.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, I had it in Fizzler Flat, I think, like 2 weeks ago.
I watched it. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, what did you think?
It was nice.
Beautiful gowns.
Nice.
Beautiful gowns.
The young ones.
Like I said the last time, I didn't make it out to be anything that it wasn't supposed to be. It was a follow-up to an already child movie that I loved when I was a child growing up, and so it was nostalgia. It was nostalgia. It was great to see the ladies back, Kathy Najimy, Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, and some of the new cast, and have Sam Richardson there as well. It was cute. I didn't take it for anything less than that. They didn't try to step on their toes and be something that they weren't, and I enjoyed it. I was like, cute. Yeah. Other than that, the only other thing I wanted to talk about, we're going on a trip soon.
We are.
We're going on a trip. Do you want to tell them where we're going?
We're going to Los Angeles.
Reunited, and it feels so good. I'm excited to see you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you too. It's gonna be a good time.
No, you're not. You're
It's
so
been a
fake.
while. No, it's been a minute. So I'm excited to see you. I'm excited for us to get together and kick it.
Is this the Tough Crowd reunion? Are we going to film this? Is this Tough Crowd TC reunion?
We should. We should.
The
definitely
reunion special?
We should have had somebody film this. We need to get a camera crew.
This is going to be fun.
Good. Yeah,
This is going to be fun.
I agree.
What does this mean for our next episode, though? Because I know we'll be out of town when we usually record. So, like, are we going to take a week off?
I don't know. We'll have to see. I think I have some ideas. I have some thoughts. We'll have to see exactly what this means.
Okay. Well, y'all stay tuned. So.
Because our 100th episode is also coming up.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
How cool
Y'all
would
stay
it be to
tuned.
have- I mean, we're going to be in Los Angeles. All the Hollywood,
I could bring some stuff if I need to.
All the West Coast pop stars. Like, I mean, definitely do.
So stay tuned. I don't know if we're ready for a meet and greet yet.
I think we are. You watched Interview with the Vampire?
So I have not watched it, but it is on my to-do list because Grey Worm is in there. And I said, baby, let me check this out.
Interview with the Vampire is nice.
I've got it saved on my DVR, so I'm going to watch. I think I may watch it today, actually, after we're
Very
done. So,
interesting
yeah.
take, but yeah.
Do you like it?
I do.
I heard there's a lot of sex scenes.
Not a lot of sex scenes, but some pivotal sex scenes, some new shit that we haven't seen before.
Some man-on-man sex scenes.
Yeah, some gay sex.
I'll be watching. You know I'm going to watch.
That's all you needed to hear.
That's all I needed to hear. Yeah, you already know I'm about to watch.
And with that, let's move on to our next segment.
Woo Child.
Yes, entitled Woo Child.
Woo Child.
This is our rapid fire recall of the week's most ridiculous, most ratchet moments in pop culture. Marcus, I'll let you go first.
So let's just go ahead and get one of the big Woo Childs out of the way. I know if you were on Twitter last week, then you probably know what I'm talking about. But the girls are fighting yet again. The girls are fighting. The rap girls, CardiB and JT from City Girls, got into it on Twitter again. So much so that they had Nicki Minaj changing her profile photo, CardiB changing her profile photo. They just, I don't know what's going on. We need to sit down and have a mediation with Cardi and Nicki, because I was reading all of the comments, and like, even though Nicki had nothing to do with this, like was not in this argument, everybody kept trying to put it on her. And so I'm like, we obviously need to sit down and have a mediation. But basically, JT and Cardi B got into it on Twitter last week, and it started with just Cardi B tweeting like lapdog, and then JT responding and tweeting something else. And I'm actually reading this from XXL Magazine, who's so lovely documented this for us. And it just kind of went on from there, because, yeah, Cardi B tweeted lapdog, and then I hope you're, what JT said, I hope you don't think you know bully, JT posted shortly after, and then said wiener dog, to which Cardi replied with go fetch. And so then they got into it, talking about, I thought we were handling this in the DMs, and now here you are bringing this shit onto the timeline, so let's go. And so, like, they started going back and forth at it. I'm not going to read all of the tweets, but it gets a little, they start talking about views and who's the bigger artist and who's got more credibility and who's just, you know, a lackey for someone else. Nicki is implied there. And so what are your thoughts about this?
I think that we had started on such a good note in the female rap game. Things were going so
Everybody
well.
was getting along.
Everybody was getting along. Everybody was doing each other's, you know, dropping verses on everybody's songs, records, and things like that. And I don't know exactly what is going to help this dissension. I don't know if it's like so that someone can rise above. Is this a distraction? Or people trying to get stuff started behind the scenes so that someone can emerge from the pack as victorious? But I don't, how do I say this? I don't think that these young women have put enough hours in the game to be talking their shit so early. I don't think they have reached that level yet. And we're talking about who's got more views and who's the bigger artist. Like, to me, a lot of y'all are still on the come up and need to just be focused on the music, building your catalog. And I would, with the exception of, like, I would say Nicki, maybe Meg.
No, Meg is still new too, just like the rest of these girls. Because Cardi was out before Meg was.
I think Meg is new, but she has who doesn't she have a Grammy? Who has the Grammy?
Yeah, Meg.
I mean, I would say Meg. I would put Nicki in there.
Nicki does not have a Grammy though.
I know she doesn't have a Grammy, but she still has, to me, the catalog.
She's got the
Cardi has
she's
what?
definitely.
How many albums does Cardi have? One.
So I'm so glad you said that, because that's that's what they went tit for tat about, because JT was like, this coming from a girl who's only had one album out and you've been out for how long? To which Cardi replied and was like, didn't you need me on your song Twerk to get views because y'all weren't getting them yourselves? And so that was the tit for tat.
One hand washes the other. Like, we can't, like, let's not even get into it. Like, one hand washes the other. We help each other out. And that's exactly what y'all need to be focused on, is building that catalog and stop all this. I feel like we started out so well, and look at what y'all doing now.
I just thought it was very interesting because we did not hear anything from Meg, rightfully so. Meg, mind your business. We did not hear anything from Doja. Doja's too busy winning and at Paris Fashion Week. We'll get to that. Nicki didn't say anything, but everybody kept trying to say, oh, this is Nicki yet again trying to come at Cardi, and like they just need to sit down. What do you think about that? Like, even though Nicki was not like involved in this, they tried to put this on her because she changed her profile picture to JT, and then Cardi B ended up changing her profile picture to Remy Ma. So then obviously she was shots fired at Nicki again. So what are your thoughts about this beef between Nicki and Cardi?
I think Nicki's always sticking her place and nose in business that it has no business in. and she has been a lot more. She's become a lot more susceptible to the online chatter and responding back.
Yeah, both
back
of them.
lately.
Cardi too.
I feel like it's just been like you would have. I just didn't know that you needed to do that. I feel like at the space that you're in, at the level you're at, it's not necessary for you to even do that.
I don't think any of the girls need to do that.
I mean,
let the music speak for itself.
Well, that's just not how it works this time in this day and age in the music industry.
That is
the music
true.
Doesn't speak for itself. The music is not selling itself, and so you have to kind of put some things together sometimes.
Say that again.
In order to kind of build some buzz around it. I get it. I understand it, but I feel like you have to kind of pick and choose exactly where that sense of contention is going to be coming from, and who you're going to be playing that game with. So.
Do we know why exactly Cardi hasn't put out a sophomore album yet?
Probably trying to put it together. Maybe, I don't know, trying to figure out exactly the right mix and match of producers, artists, people to have on. I don't know. Because
it's been, Invasion of Privacy came out, 2017, 2018?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Pre-COVID.
Wow. I just thought about that. And then City Girls can't seem to catch a break. I mean, what's the other girl's name?
I wouldn't say that. Carisha is doing her thing. Young Miami's doing her thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she's got the little talk show thingy that has caught steam. And is it who's the one dating Diddy?
Carisha, Young Miami.
Carisha. Child, I can't keep up. Woo, child. I wanted to bring that up. Obviously, if you want to read all of the tweets and kind of like get the full timeline, you can head over to xxl.com and check it out, or just Google it, hell, and you'll see all of the tweets between the two of them. But woo, child.
Woo, child. Up next, I want to talk a little bit about Draymond Green and Jordan Poole.
God, another woo, child.
Golden State Warrior situation.
Practice.
And so
God.
This past week at practice on Wednesday, first off, there was a camera going, and that was like a no-no in practice, number one. But there was a camera going that recorded an altercation between Draymond and Jordan, at which point Draymond calls Jordan a bitch, and they proceed to kind of make their way towards each other. Jordan pushes Draymond away.
Draymond went to Jordan.
Well, they kind of,
from what I saw, Draymond walked to Jordan and then
looked like
hit him.
It looked like they were going towards each other because Jordan definitely wasn't backing up. But Jordan,
well, I wouldn't either. You called me a bitch.
And so Jordan pushes him off, and then Draymond goes in for the punch, and Jordan goes down. Now, everything that has kind of happened from the fallout of this after the video actually leaks, because I think NBA, as many practices and many games, these guys are going to fight. I mean, that piece is not surprising. The fact that this has been leaked and has gone out to the masses, people are now asking, okay, well, what kind of punishment, what kind of consequences are there going to be for Draymond Green? He actually did a press conference earlier this morning on the day of this recording, basically saying that he will be taking a break from Golden State Warriors. Now, we don't know what a break means. We don't know exactly how long that's going to be, but maybe some things he needed to just kind of get away and cool off. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm thinking. He apologizes for his part in the video. He said that, he went back and watched the video like 15 times and says it looks horrible. He said it looked worse than what it
nigga, it does look horrible.
Happened. But he acknowledges that, it was his mistake. He's since apologized to Jordan Poole, and Jordan's family, as well as he apologized to the team.
Has Jordan said anything?
Jordan has not came out with a statement yet, as of right now. But what are your thoughts on this, Marcus?
At this point, honestly, if I was Jordan and I got hit, I wouldn't say anything. I would let Draymond, excuse my language here, because I'm using this as sort of like a metaphor, but I would let Draymond hang himself. Like, you did this. You hit me. So I'm going to leave you out here floundering and you figure it out. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to go on with my basketball career and I'll still be on the Warriors and playing. You're the one taking a break. So like if I was Jordan, I wouldn't say anything at all and go on about my business and let Draymond handle all of this publicity and opinion and press and all of that.
If I had to guess, I think these guys are really friends. They are friends, and so I think that this was one situation where it got too heated, maybe went a little bit too far, because they did want to know. They asked Draymond a couple times of like, why did this happen? He was like, I just want to keep everything that happens in practice should stay in practice, and so he didn't want to go into exactly what escalated the fight to that level, but I would say that these guys are probably good. They've been together now for quite some time. They've won their championship together, and they have a good rapport. So hopefully, this doesn't break that bond. But I would say that Draymond probably take maybe a couple days off, maybe a week off, come back, get your head right, and get back in the game. Woo chow.
Woo chow. A lot has happened this week. Can we get to the other big thing that happened this week that and let me preface this by saying, if anybody knows pop stars, you all know, Trent, you know, I loathe talking about this man and I refuse. But when it's a story this big and that everyone is talking about, we've got to talk about Kanye West. You know, I hate talking about Kanye West.
Okay.
You know, if there's anything you know about this podcast, if you're a pop star listening to this podcast, I have verbally said multiple occasions how much I hate talking about Kanye West. I don't want to give that nigga no airtime, but we must, because we must do our duty. And so this is coming from The Guardian, and I just want to read this little bit, and then I'll let you give me your initial thoughts, okay?
Okay.
So this is coming from The Guardian. It says, it was billed as a surprise fashion show, but landed as a bigger surprise than expected. A secret catwalk event by Kanye West at Paris Fashion Week included a T-shirt with the slogan, White Lives Matter. The shirt, which featured a photo of Pope John Paul II on the front, was worn by models on the catwalk and by Ye and Candace Owens. Let's just go on and throw that in there, too, as West prefers to be known, along with the right-wing commentator Candace Owens as a guest at the show. So, I don't have much to say on this, but I just, once again, want to let everybody know how this is one of the times I really, really agree with Amanda Seales. How much longer are you all going to let this go on? How much longer are we going to buy Yeezys and Yeezy sneakers and all of this other bullshit supporting this man? How much longer are we going to let this go on now? How much longer are we going to, it's a joke, he's running for president and this, that, and the third, and embarrassing his baby mama and his kids and clearly dealing with some type of mental disorder that needs help? How much longer are we going to let this go on? You tell me, Trent. How much longer are we going to let this go on?
And so I guess my question is for you: what would you like to see happen? What do you think should happen?
I would love for this man to disappear from the public eye altogether. Number one, which I know is impossible, or number two, just stop supporting him. Like, stop supporting him. Like, I don't stop financially supporting him, stop physically supporting him. Like, why does, I don't understand how Kanye, Yeezy, whatever you want to call him, has such a hold on a portion of the black community like this, and white people too. I don't understand how he has such a hold on some of you all that, like, you can't see, like, I don't get it. Like, and I say this as I've been a huge fan of Kanye in the past, like, you know this, like, way back in the day, but just recently, like, within the past few years, like, nigga, bye.
I feel like I think we have a lot of the same situations that people have with R. Kelly, of like, it's really hard to separate that music from the man, or the art from the artist. And I do feel like Kanye is ascending to that, like, Trump status of where people are having to really start to place large obstacles or barriers to kind of help like restrict some of this messaging. And so I don't know if you saw, but he just recently got his restrictions on Instagram. He got restricted on Instagram.
Good.
And they started to delete some of his content. Adidas is now questioning their partnership and whether or not to continue.
They're just now questioning his partnership. Like,
well, you know, they've had some issues, but I think with everything that's recently kind of happened over the next past days, Adidas is doing now some digging to kind of look into this as an investigation.
We've been known this, though. We've known this.
I mean, I think you have to remember that. I mean, this is not somebody who's on a conservatorship. This is somebody who is governing themselves and can move as freely as they want to with the money and the resources to do so.
And yet y'all want to give Wendy Williams so much flack, but Kanye West is out here just doing anything the fuck he wants.
They need to go together. They need to be in the program together.
But we're so concerned and worried about Wendy, and all we knew was something was wrong with her, this and that and the third. Meanwhile, this nigga's over here just doing whatever he wants to do.
Who does Kanye have around him? And I think that's the bigger question. That's like, who are the people around him right now? Is it a problem of to snatch him up and be like, wake up, son?
Is it a problem of who he's had around him, or is it a problem of how he's alienated himself from everyone who was his friend or was engaged to him or married to him? Like, I feel like he's purposefully alienating himself and positioning himself in a spot that is like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
I don't doubt that to be true. I mean, I don't doubt that to be untrue. I think that's what I meant.
Yeah, you don't doubt that to be untrue.
I think I would say that it's probably a little bit of both, right? Like, he's probably got some people that he's pushed away, but then also there's people that are probably fearful of and just going to yes him all the way up until that's
because they want something.
That's the move, yeah, because they want something and they're profiting from it as well. So,
what do you think about the T-shirt?
A stunt. Like, to me, that kind of stuff, I will look at it and I will just I won't even acknowledge it, because that is a stunt. You're trying to get a reaction. You have an issue. You have some mental health issues, and so that is a direct result of that. And you trying to cope with that, or you seeking attention for that. And I think it's unfortunate that Candace Owens chooses that to
and here she go
hop on,
right?
Because once again, you have someone who is not mentally well, but
she don't look like she mentally well either.
But you want to latch on to that, so I don't know. It's all very interesting. I think I'm not exactly sure what the story or what the history books are going to say about Kanye. What that legacy is going to be, but it's super problematic, and I think for someone who has so many good ideas and wants to do good in the world, he messes it all up and basically conflicts that with these crazy stunt-tastic things that he wants to put on.
The shit is wild. It makes my skin crawl to even talk about him anymore, because I don't want to give him any more publicity. I don't want to give him any more attention or notoriety, because I feel like I agree with you. Like, that's what this is. Like, this is attention. Like, you want to be the topic of conversation, no matter what you do. And it's like, let this nigga go off into obscurity and do whatever, but like, stop supporting this man. Like,
yeah.
What does New York's mom say? What's not clicking, Tiffany? What's not clicking, Tiffany? What are you not understanding? So, anyways, woo child. I'm on one today because we got a lot of shit to talk about, girl. So just get ready. Get ready. What else you got?
Well, I want to go to the beginning of the first clip that we heard. So the Diddy and Mase feud has reignited.
Let's get into that.
We got some extra we got some extra kerosene thrown
Let's
on.
fucking get into
that feud this past week. Diddy was at the Breakfast Club promoting a new song that he has coming out, or that he's had come out. I don't know.
It's been out for a little bit now, yeah.
But in his conversations, DJ Envy starts to press him about Diddy's long history of owing artists and people feeling they've been cheated. This
is what we call journalism.
To which Diddy took some offense to, and he said, in him trying to build his legacy, that has been a stain on it, and that he feels like he's went to war for so many, and that he's tried to give people opportunities, but this is unfortunate that this has been something that has followed him in his career. He goes on to kind of talk a little bit about particular artists. We all know that him and Mase have had this long feud. Mase has said that he's been owed, a lot of money, got taken advantage of through the contract, the recording contract. Diddy says that Mase owes him money. We get into the locks. We got into a couple of artists. They specifically focused on Mase, and Diddy let it be clear and let it be known. He was like, Mase owes me money. He says, Mase owes me $3 million from an advance for Mase's second album that actually never happened. Well, once that hit the airwaves, Mase immediately took to social media to let
as he should have
exactly what what he was talking about because Diddy put the charge out there. If you have receipts, come with those receipts. So Mase immediately took to social media and was saying, like, how dare he come and ask for receipts? He knows exactly where all the receipts are. He made some efforts to Diddy's mom, and that she has the receipts. So I don't know, and that a lot of this, and that everything is in Diddy's mom's name. I don't know what that meant. I didn't look to even. I didn't even go into.
Is there some tax evasion going on here?
I didn't even go into that, but he was like, exactly where receipts are. Everything is in your mother's name. But then he starts to go into all of the artists that Diddy had, allegedly done wrong in the past. And he was like, you need more proof. He was like, Biggie's not here, so he can't speak up for himself. Craig Mack is not here. He's dead, so he can't speak up for himself. Black Rob is not here. He's dead. He can't speak up. Like, he starts to kind of go down that list and saying that he's basically one of a long list that has been done wrong by him. Overall, I think in the music industry, you're always going to have this struggle between management and the artists with record deals. And back then, the Wild Wild West of, like, when they was just giving people
publishing deals, record deals.
It was just, it was wild, and people got done wrong. Marcus, what are your thoughts?
So, my favorite phrase, a tale as old as time. We've talked about this, and it has been a topic of conversation just among black people who are into music and pop culture, period, about the long list of artists on Bad Boy Entertainment who no longer exist and cannot be found and are living regular lives when they've had multi-platinum albums and sold out arena tours. Why are you living in a one-bedroom condo in Michigan when you should clearly have royalties from a double platinum album that you and your group had back in the day? Like, I don't understand. The list goes on. We could talk about 112. We could talk about Total. Fuck, we could talk about Danity Kane. Like, what? The list goes on of artists involved with Bad Boy and Diddy exclusively who have all said that they were not paid the money that they were owed off of a double platinum album or a hit song or a hit single or a sold out tour. So, I mean, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And so I thought it was very interesting to be like, show the receipts. Now, the gag would be is what if all of these artists showed up with receipts? Because didn't we just see Pam on some rinky-dink show on BET? On some girl group show on BET? What was that show called?
Not The Comeback. That's Valerie Cherish.
You don't even know. See?
No.
You don't even know the show.
I
forgot already.
The group was called The Blueprint.
What was the name of the show, though?
don't know. Second
Yeah,
chance,
exactly. Exactly.
Divas
But
with
I
a
mean,
second
like,
chance. Divas with a second chance.
but I mean, like, it's very clear, like, something is going on. Like, I found it very weird. And I'm not saying I was clearly not a part of Bad Boy, so I'm not going to sit here and outright blame Diddy. But I've always had the question in my mind too of like, damn, I really love some of these groups, some of these artists. Whatever happened to them? And then come to find out they've gone bankrupt, or they can't afford to pay their bills, or they're living in a 1-bedroom condo in Michigan and can't, afford to do anything. And it's like, why is that? So where's all your money? Where did all your money go? And the only person that is the common denominator in all of these things is Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. So what's the tea?
I don't know if there's really any tea. I think it's interesting that what I found to be interesting was Diddy basically saying, like, no, Mase actually owes me money.
Which was outlandish to me.
I thought that was interesting, but could be true.
It could be.
He says he has the receipts to prove it.
Prove it. If you're going to go out publicly and talk about this, so prove it. Let us know. What does he owe you for?
Yeah. He said he had, because Mase only did one album. And that was Diddy's other thing. He was like, how do I owe you all this money? You only did one album with me. You only did one album, and then you wanted to go run off and be a pastor.
So we're not going to talk about the countless features that he was on and the countless soundtracks that Mase was on. Like, let's not.
But
let's be clear. Mase was big. Mase had several hits.
I will say he was hot for a second, but what I'm saying is Diddy's like,
wasn't he on More Money, More Problems?
He's like, we did one album together, and then he said that the $3 million. He said he gave Mase $3 million as an advance for album 2, but Mase never did a second album. He never did one.
I thought Mase did do a second album.
No. He went to go be a pastor.
But then he came back and did another album, didn't he?
No.
Because what happened to that Welcome Back?
Song.
But there was no album after that.
No album. He said he's still waiting. He's like, I'm still waiting. But it's like I said, I think these two, when they were together, were a perfect combination. I love them together. It doesn't look like that will be happening anytime soon. I hope that they are able to move past this. At this point,
they're not.
This is old man beef. Y'all are very old and need to act y'all age and not 12.
112 would like a word. Total would like a word. I'm sure Danny Kane, who had 2 #1 albums, would like a word.
Let's see him. Everybody thinks that, yeah. He's like, if you think I wronged you, like, please.
Woo Chow.
Definitely Woo Chow.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay, because some of these, like, is just, I don't even know what to say. Okay, so do you know who the Try Guys are?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
So for those of you who don't know, back in the golden age of BuzzFeed, there were a lot of people that you would probably recognize now, including Quinta Brunson, the Try Guys, and several other millennials, people our age, who got hired at BuzzFeed. And there was a little bit of a video renaissance. They were doing some really cool online videos for BuzzFeed that, garnered a lot of attention. They were racking up millions and millions of views on YouTube. But one group in particular were the Try Guys. They started out on BuzzFeed and were an instant hit. And they consisted of, I think it was Keith Habersberger.
I don't know.
I think it's how you pronounce his name. Habersberger. Keith Habersberger. Okay. But I'm just going to use their first name. So Keith, Zach, Ned, and Eugene. Let's just call it what it is. Keith, Zach, Ned, and Eugene.
Call the thing a thing.
Yeah, we're going to call it thing a thing. I'm not even going to try to go there. Shut up, bitch. So the 4 of them formed this group called Try Guys, and we're doing all of these very funny, relatable videos. I admit I watched tons of them when they were on BuzzFeed and stuff, and they had gotten so big that they even decided to like strike out on their own and form their own company and like form their own LLC and their own brand called Try Guys. But recently, this is my TikTok news, but I'm backed up by Variety, this article from Variety that talks about a little bit more. Recently, in the past month or so, there had been rumblings that Ned, who is married and has a child, as you would know if you watched any of their videos, because Ned always talks about his wife, had been having an affair with an employee. And so people were talking about this, but nothing had really come to it. And then one day, Ned just kind of disappeared from all of the Try Guy videos. Well, recently, Keith, Eugene, and Zach all went on their YouTube channel and did a statement and basically were like, Ned is no longer, Ned has been let go from Try Guys and will no longer appear in any videos. He's been fired, blase, blase, blase. Come to find out, Ned has been allegedly, well, I guess not allegedly, but it's just true, having a consensual affair with one of their employees that basically put the entire company in danger, because if you're the boss and having an affair with one of your subordinates, like, that's a huge issue. And so they had to release a statement saying that, you know, they were doing an internal investigation, and that Ned, of course, had been let go of everything and would no longer be a part of the group, and how he had basically almost put in danger a lot of booking deals. Like the Try Guys, they have a show on the Food Network that was in prime time, but then after this all happened, their show got moved to Friday mornings. I said, damn. Now that we know Friday mornings, Friday nights are tough. That's like graveyard shift when it comes to TV. And so they put a lot of their deals in jeopardy. And so what are your thoughts about this? Like, do you know anything about any of this going on?
I had heard about it. I think this is an instance in which your life that happens off camera is connected directly to what happens in front of the camera. They've developed a pretty large following, and this is you thinking that you can be able to compartmentalize your life to fit into these like certain boxes doesn't always work. And this is an instance in which those two worlds collided and really fucked up his bag. Because in all sincerity, he probably should have been able to go about this and be fine without ever getting caught. But the fact is, you're a public face now. You are a public figure. And so when people see you out and about, and you're not with your wife or who people know your wife to be, it's going to be a problem. And people feel like they also do have that connection to you, because I think that's how the Try Guys found out, right? That a fan sent them like photos of him out with another woman. Several fans.
Yeah.
And so this is an instance in which, you know, you are a public figure and you thought you was able to move freely, but no, it goes everywhere and it's 360.
So let's be clear that this was not okay for him to do, because the girl that he was having an affair with was also engaged and had a fiance, and so that drags even more drama into it. But it's not, number one, it's not okay because he was one of the co-founders of this group and is the boss, and having this relationship, whether it be consensual or not, with a subordinate employee, like, that's not okay to begin with. Number two, your wife just had a baby. Like, what are you doing? Your wife literally just had a baby. And so, like, you throw that piece into it. And then the third piece of just, now you've got all of these brand deals and stuff that the business that you guys have worked years to get and, like, make some kind of like success off of, that you put in jeopardy because you decided to go and make a stupid mistake. So like, I would be pissed too if I was Eugene or Keith or Zach. You know, I would be upset. And they have a podcast and like talk about it in depth on their podcast, and they talk about how it was like going through a breakup. It was like it all affected them really, really tough because, again, they've been together for like almost a decade. Like, they've been together for a long time. And so we know them as a foursome. And so for all of this to kind of like happen and this to kind of deteriorate like this, it absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
You don't have what? You don't.
I know. I agree with you that it's definitely wrong. I wonder what it looks like as far as support behind the scenes. If we were cool, if we were all friends, like it feels like I made a mistake, and I am being
think of it like
the curb.
Think of it like this, and I'll use us as the example.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of it like us as an example.
Let's think
like,
hypothetically
this
here.
is not. We do not have a big corporation here. Like this is not a. Come on.
Say we started out like we are now. You know, we're hustling as ColdPOP and trying to get a sponsorship and trying to get on platforms and trying to get a team and obviously trying to get an intern and stuff like this to really start, elevating ourselves a little bit more. And we put in we've done 5 seasons of podcasting, and say maybe our big break doesn't come until like season 8 or season 9 of the podcast. All of this work and stuff that we put in, and then I come to find out that you're having an affair with our intern or something like that. And now all of these brand deals that we've been working really hard on decided they want to pull out because it's a bad look. Nigga, I would be pissed. I would be upset. I would be upset knowing that we had the same mission and the same goal of like making this our sole source of income so that we don't have to work another job again and we could purely just talk with our friends and talk about pop culture and stuff, and you messed that up for us. That would definitely call our friendship into question.
So you would be mad, right? Yes.
I would be upset.
Be mad. Yep. Does that mean I'm like out? Like I'm complete? Like I deuces? Like no.
You saw what happened to Jesus and Mero. Shit.
Well, damn. I know you're not Mark Mester. I know I can't count on you to be Mark. No, because your ass was over here talking a couple weeks ago. Oh, sticking by your friend. That's right. You better stand up.
Not when you do some fucked up shit like that. Like, you got to have some human decency and some morals and values to yourself, first off. And number 2, you knew better. Like, why would you try to shit where we
better.
Eat?
He
should have known better.
And I think that, he should have known better in this situation. And who knows how long that situation was going on with him.
Apparently for a while.
Yeah, it probably was. And it's probably something that graduated when they were just starting out. And now that they have gotten this like notoriety, it probably had continued to progress over that time. And now that they're on this bigger platform, it's one of the things that have come out. But yeah, unfortunate situation for Try Guys. Keep trying.
Yeah.
Try Guys.
Okay. Don't do that. Well, everybody's trying to call them Try Guys now, as in like a triangle, a pyramid, instead of like the Try Guys, since there's only 3 of them now. But woo child.
Definitely.
What else you got?
Biden has taken steps to decriminalize marijuana. This past week, he made an announcement saying that we were going to he's starting a 3-step plan in order to decriminalize marijuana. The first of that being pardoning all federal offenses for simple marijuana possession. So this is a huge step in this. The second step of that, though, will be encouraging governors to also pardon marijuana offenses, simple marijuana possession offenses in their states. So because I don't think there's many cases on the federal level, but the state level, this would be an opportunity to really change quite a bit for people that have been locked up for weed. I'm excited about this. I think that in the decriminalization of marijuana, there's probably also going to have to be a little bit more education to people about how you can go about selling it if that is something that you want to do. But then there's also going to be a lot of things that come back on the state side of setting up like the regulations for each state and how that's going to go. Marcus, what are your thoughts on this exciting new venture into cannabis?
I will use the words of Lizzo. It's about damn time.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, I've not been very shy about. Well, maybe I have been, but I am a weed smoker. I say that in the most professional sense because it helps with my anxiety. Like it definitely helps with my anxiety. You know, I do it in my off time. I don't do it when I'm like working or having to be professional, but like when I'm by myself in my me time or on the weekends, I absolutely do. And like, I've been lucky enough to live in states that weed is legal in, but it's about damn time. Like I absolutely, if there are white institutions who are able to profit off of the selling of marijuana, cannabis, CBD, all of that stuff, but you still have the majority of black people who are sitting behind bars for minor weed offenses that have been pulled over and arrested and sentenced to 10 plus years in prison for a simple weed offense.
Possession.
It's about damn time. Weed possession. Thank you. It's about damn time.
Yeah, and so I think, like I said, I think that this will hopefully start to right some of those wrongs that have been made in the past, especially in the black and brown communities.
Absolutely.
Where people have just been arrested based on simple possession. Where I am interested to see exactly how this goes is just how weed is going to be categorized. For right now, I'll just kind of put this is under federal law, and this is through the Department of Health and Human Services. Weed right now fits under the same federal classification as like heroin and LSD, which I mean,
ridiculous.
It's quite a large
ridiculous
jump. So I don't know exactly where it's going to fit now. Within that department or how it's going to be categorized. But I think that will be really interesting in how it will affect Americans.
Woo Chow. So the Woo Chow segment is long, but baby, we got some things.
We're at
it has been. So you guys are getting a full dose today. Can we talk about the Bros movie? I feel a little bad. I haven't seen.
Yeah, I'm going.
Which is exactly why it had a dismal box office.
Go see it.
I do too. So let me say this. So the headline states that Bros had a very poor debut opening weekend at the box office, like very, very poor. I think they said they spent like $14 million to have it made, and it only made like $4 million. That's unfortunate. And then we have Billy Eichner coming out blaming straight people for not coming to see the movie. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, girl, is this movie made for straight people or is this made for gay people? Like, know your audience, number one. Like, I feel as though, why are you trying to make a movie for straight people instead of just giving the gay community what they want so that they can support you? I know a lot of people who have said, oh, yeah, I've heard about that movie. I want to go see it, but I haven't seen it yet, including us. But I also feel like this movie would have been better as a streaming service. HBO Max. Give me a Netflix or an HBO Max. I think you probably would have gotten much bigger numbers and much more return on your investment had this debuted on Netflix or HBO Max instead of in the movie theaters. As much as I saw the trailers and was like, oh, this looks very cute, it's not a movie that compels me to go to the movie theaters. You're telling me you want me to get up out of my bed, put on an actual outfit, go to pay for a movie ticket, pay for gas. Yeah. You know, gas is damn near $6-7 a gallon as it is already. You know, and go see this movie and then do whatever else. Like, when I could just easily watch it from home. Sorry, Billy.
Well, I thought
I don't know what you want me to say.
The big exciting thing about this project is that it was like the first full
it was
gay rom-com that's put on by a studio
Funded by a
and
big
full
studio.
theatrical release and all of that thing. So I think that it makes sense that they did a theatrical release because this was such a momentous, like, this is a milestone in American cinema. And the fact that it's not getting the attention or the turnout that it was destined to have, or that people think it should have, to me that's fine. I don't think this is a movie that as mainstream as they want to make it for all the audience, it's not mainstream. This is a gay film, and so it's unfortunate that it didn't get that turnout, but it's not completely surprising. As far as Billy, like, blaming the straight community, I think he might be coming at this with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, absolutely.
Just in some of the press interviews, I've heard him kind of talk a little bit about how he was treated by Hollywood when he first arrived, and he was trying to get jobs and things like that. And so I think he is showing up to this already a little jaded, just from those experiences. And so he sees it as they don't like me, or that they don't like, the straight people are once again trying to prove a point that, I'm either too gay or I'm too this or too that. I would hope that we get out there and that the attendance picks up, because, I think there is some truth to the conversation of, if this first one doesn't do as well, will there be an opportunity for a second one? I think that there could be some truth to that. And we want to see more of our stories told on film. And so I hope the attendance picks up.
I think it's more of I don't think it's you said something, you said, is it a turnout issue, or is it what else did you say?
I said a lot of shit. I first talked about Billy, whether it was talking about, like, mainstream, making it a
you had said something
movie
else, but the point that I was trying to make is that the movie has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I mean, like, it's attention. You said attention versus turnout.
People are saying it's a good movie.
It's just the problem is the turnout. Like, the attention's there. Like, it's a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, the critics and all the reviews I've read have been glowing about the movie, but the turnout is the issue. Nobody's showing up to go see it. All I hear are people like you and I talking about, oh yeah, I heard about it. It looks great. I just haven't gotten a chance to go see it yet.
We'll get out there.
Who knows?
We'll get there. This is just opening weekend. This is just round one. Let it pick up.
Well, with 2 weekends, it's been 2 weekends now.
I might go see it this weekend.
By the time this airs, it'll be almost 3 weekends. Hell.
I might go see it this weekend. Who knows?
Wood child. Well, that's all I had. I'm going to save my last one. I think is more of a fizz or flat than a woo child, so I'll move it there.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a break. And when we come back, it will be time for our spotlight shows of the week. This week, I'm covering HBO's Industry. And Marcus, what are you doing?
And I'm covering Disney Plus's Werewolf by Night to give you a little It's spooky season, so I got to give you some spookiness. And so we're going to talk about Werewolf by Night.
So excited. Can't wait.
You get on my nerves. We'll be back.
All right. We are back, and it is time for our spotlight shows of the week. This week, we are traveling across the pond to London town at Pierpoint Investment Bank for season 2 of Industry. That's right. The HBO show picks up post-COVID at the drug and sex-fueled office floor with Pierpoint's newest cohort of employees. I love this show. I went back and forth of whether or not I love this show. I watched season 1, and I just finished season 2. I think first things first, let me say this. I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand anything that is happening on the floor. So, excuse me. so what this is that industry centers around a cohort of at least the first season centered around a cohort of students or new grads that were trying to get on a full-time position at this investment banking firm called PurePoint. And season 2, we focused on the ones basically that made it, and then one who kind of chose to walk away. But they have hopped into this idea of like financial services for a number of clients, helping them buy stocks, helping them buy do investments for their large fortunes. And there's a couple of things you have to kind of get through in order to be able to really lock into this show. Number one is all the financial jargon. Thing is loaded down with financial jargon, trading language, things that you might not necessarily have a
That's probably why I ain't watched yet.
But once you kind of get through that, you can just see the power dynamics and the shift of those dynamics throughout the season, which really make this an entertaining show. I want to focus specifically on 3 of the new employees. So that's Harper Stern, Yasmin, and Gus, who come in all from different walks of life. Harper is American-born. She's an American, and she's over here, but she is a tiny, scrappy African-American girl who is coming in with all of the ambition and confidence in the world. She has a really good financial mind and really works well on her instincts. Yasmin is a she is a product of wealth. She has her father is very wealthy, and I think she got this job basically because her father is who he is in the financial services world. And then Gus is a black queer man from London who decides to actually walk away from the financial world and go completely in a different direction of politics. For season 2, we get to know a lot more about these particular casts' personal stories. Season 1 focused heavily on just the dynamics of what's going on the floor and the work that they do. But see, they lined us up for us to learn a lot more about their personal lives outside of work for season 2, which was really cool. Harper Stern, who's played by Mahala Harold, takes a deep dive into the relationship with her brother, and we actually learn why being in London is so important to her. When COVID hit, we learned that she was continuing to live in London. She did not return back to America, but she wanted to figure out exactly where her brother was living in Europe. And so she was traveling, and we see them actually have a conversation this season. We don't get all the answers, but we realize that Harper and her brother have been basically have a terrorized parent, their mother, who is kind of traumatized them into performing at very, very high levels, and to make her proud, but it's definitely come at a cost to their mental health for both Harper and her brother. One of the themes that we see throughout this whole thing is that the family dynamic for a lot of these employees, Harper, Yasmin, Gus, has taken quite a toll. Even Robert, who is another employee at PurePoint. One of the other plot points that I thought was super interesting is Yasmin, who's trying to take this step away from her privilege. She knows that she's very wealthy. She knows that she comes from, this well-to-do family, but I don't think that she understands until season 2 how much of that nepotism has been built in to getting her to where she is today. And she, that she has a really rough wake-up call at the end of season 2 when it basically cost her job. Spoiler alert. But
I was going to say, damn, spoiler alert.
It's a great. You're not gonna watch the show. Stop. You're not gonna watch it. So it's a very interesting scene that we play out with each of these characters, and their actual families, and them trying to make families proud, but also kind of assess their own independence as these young adults with now who have these like very high powered jobs. So you can find it on HBO if you want to catch it, where now, like I said, it's season 1 and season 2 are available for viewing. You can also find it on HBO Max, but it's a really good show. Like I said, you just got to get through the financial jargon, and once you get through that, there's a really good, powerful story there.
What have people been saying about it online?
I think everyone, without giving too much away, everyone is kind of thinking Harper's getting what she deserves this season for some of the things that she's done, season 1 and season 2. I will say this: Harper is she's badass. She is very strong. She is a black woman in this world who is dominating, and she is a killer. She gets her deal and she makes it happen. And so she has a very, very she goes on a very interesting roller coaster this season, with high highs and some pretty bad lows. So
okay. And so you said it's on HBO Max?
Yeah, Marcus, you should check it out.
I may check out an episode, but you lost me at the financial jargon.
No.
I've heard people talk about this show.
It's really hard. It can be hard to listen. Like, it can be hard to kind of get through, especially if you're not, intellectually there.
I feel like that. I'm going to let that slide. I'm going to let that slide, bitch.
I'm playing. But it's actually really good. I think it's very dramatic. It's a high drama. If you like Succession, you might like Industry.
Just to let you all know, in last week's spiel, we were talking about Nice Nasty. That was a perfect example of Nice Nasty, brought to you by Trent Rashad. So, okay, was that all you wanted to say?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, let's take a break, and then I'll come back with Werewolf by Night. Mine's going to be short, too. I just wanted to highlight the show, but, yeah, I'll talk about it when we get back. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back, and it is time for my Spotlight TV show of the week, and I just wanted to highlight Werewolf by Night. It is something different done by Marvel for Halloween this year, but it also has some big implications for the MCU because it introduces another subsection of characters. We're talking about monsters and vampires, which means Blade is not too far behind. So Werewolf by Night is on Disney Plus now, so you can watch it. It premiered this past Friday. And I just wanted to kind of go through a couple of the things, the cast really quickly, which consists of Gael Garcia Bernal, Laura Donnelly, Harriet Sansom Harris, Kirk R. Thatcher, Eugenie Bondurant, Leonardo Nam, and Daniel J. Watts. Small cast. It's also filmed in like one of those old school Hollywood horror movies like you would see from Frankenstein or Dracula, back in the day that was in black and white. I guess we're calling this a movie, but technically it's a TV series. But it's in black and white, at least for the majority of the movie. At the end, it turns back to color. But it's basically the story of this family called the Bloodstones, who are known for being the master monster killers, monster hunters and stuff in, I guess, the MCU universe. And the patriarch of the family dies, and he brings all of the other monster hunters together because there is this MacGuffin, we'll call it, which is the Bloodstone. And he's saying that, somebody else should have this Bloodstone, which basically gives you these really good big powers and things like that. But in order to get it, it's going to be a competition. And so he brings all of the best, the biggest, and the most cunning monster hunters together in, his mansion or whatever. It's kind of a mix between a horror film and Clue a little bit, because there are a couple of twists in this Werewolf by Night series, or this Werewolf by Night featurette. I'm going to call it a featurette instead of a series.
So it's in episodes?
So no, it's just one long episode. It's like 50, almost an hour long. From start to finish, but they're calling it a featurette, so technically it's not a movie, but it is a movie in a sense, and so it's in that weird little space. It's something very different than what they've done. That's why I don't really know how to classify it, but all in all, the storylines revolve around Laura Donnelly's character, who plays the Bloodstone Patriarch's daughter, who's sort of been estranged from him, and his wife, who was played by Harriet Sansom Harris, who they have like a beef or whatever, and like she doesn't like his daughter because she decided to go away, and she thinks that his daughter was the biggest disappointment in their lives. And so they basically say, okay, well, here's the competition. If you want the Bloodstone, you have to kill this monster. And so they go in one by one to kill this monster. But lo and behold, one of the monster hunters that is a part of the competition is actually a monster himself. And we don't find out who this person is until like the end of the movie or the end of the featurette. And so there's some little twists and stuff in there, because the monster that they're actually hunting is technically not the monster that they're hunting. It sounds a little confusing, but stick with me. I'm trying to explain this in a way that I don't give it away, because there are a couple of twists and surprises that are like, oh, okay, this is very interesting. But what I will say is that I think this is the most violent entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they be killing some people. They killed some people, like, and we saw, like, there is some blood and gore in this. Like, some people get their throats slit, heads chopped off, axes to the head, like, it goes down. And I was like, oh, we're really showing this. I said, okay, this is different. This is different for Marvel. But it was really, really good. So I would definitely suggest watching it. It's an old school horror movie feel mixed with sort of a new age storytelling theme. Again, like I said, it's in black and white. It's about an hour long. It explores the monster side of the universe in the MCU, and it's also MCU canon. So I think that this is going to be their approach to introducing Mahershala Ali as Blade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because we talk about vampires, we talk about werewolves, we talk about some other monsters that appear in this featurette as well. And so I would definitely say, if you're looking for something new, something fun to watch, Werewolf by Night is definitely something you should, and for Halloween itself, definitely something you should watch. Trent, I actually think you may like this. So
No,
I would say,
I don't. My old man was watching this the other night.
what did he think? I was about to ask you, because I always ask, what did your old man think when he watched? Did you not watch it?
No.
You should watch it. I think you should watch it.
I watched a little bit of it, and I decided to go on into another television in the home.
Oh, okay. Shout out to y'all having multiple televisions in your home.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think it's really good. It's a solid. I wasn't quite sure what to expect from this, but I was pleasantly surprised. And like I said, it's not a long slog or watch. It picks up really quickly, and we kind of get to the point. And so, again, excuse me, I think there will be implications from this that will continue on down the line in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you can catch it on Disney Plus. It just premiered for Halloween. And yeah, that's about it. I told you I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Isn't that what she says? So, but yeah, anyways, that's all I have.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, it will be time for our signature segment, Fizz or Flat.
I know our time is running long, so I was trying to keep it short like you did. I was like, all right, I know we got to move this along.
Shit.
I know, so I was trying to move it along.
All right, we are back, and it is time for our signature segment, Fizz or Flat. This is part of the show where Marcus and I get to go over the top pop culture moments, give them a fizz if we're feeling them, or a flat if we're not.
If we're not.
That's right. Marcus, go ahead and go first.
I just want to give a huge fist to Doja Cat. Doja Cat is out here drinking her water, minding her business, staying out of the rap beefs, and giving you looks upon looks upon looks at Paris Fashion Week. I don't know if you had a chance to look in that link that I have in the our sheet, Trent. The girl is giving looks. Like she was in an all gold painted look for one, and then like her makeup artist did the damn thing on all of these, and so I was very impressed. This is definitely Doja. Like, this is on brand for her. She looks great. I'm excited that she's out here continuing to do her thing. I know there was that little drama where she was talking about how she was retiring from music and stuff like that, but obviously that's not the case. I think, the music industry is tough. It's a tough business. We keep trying to say this,
not
like,
making money anymore with music.
not like they used to. They don't make them hits like they used to.
Did
Like
they
that
ever
what your
ask
friend
Mase?
said. But I give a huge fizz to Doja Cat for minding her business and serving us looks at Paris Fashion Week, and so it gets a fizz for me.
Okay. I wanted to give a quick. I wanted to run by you the Velma spinoff.
I saw it.
On HBO Max, and so
I saw it.
Those who don't know, HBO is shared the recent castings for Velma, which is a spinoff from the Scooby-Doo series. We all know Velma from that series. I think what's really cool about this spinoff is apparently Velma is a person of color, played by Mindy Kaling. So
Mindy Kaling. I'm so excited.
And she's going to be the executive producer of this show as well. Sam Richardson is going to be Shaggy.
Who is also a nigga.
Constance Wu plays Daphne, who's Asian, and so it's a very, very diverse cast. And then Glenn Howerton, who is a white guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, will be Fred. So
Shaggy's got a high cut fade with some twists on top, and I'm here for it.
It sounds like, but I mean, it looks like there's going to be some really cool voice actors coming in to play. Jane Lynch, Wanda Sykes, Gary Cole, Cherry Jones, Weird Al Yankovic, Fortune Feimster, Yvonne Orji, Nicole Byer.
Oh, I love it.
Mitchell, Carl Anthony Towns. What? This is going to be a really cool, it seems like it's going to be a really cool project with lots of people of color represented in the cast. Huge fits for me.
But you didn't even say the most important part. Isn't like Velma a lesbian?
Oh, is she?
Is it like, I thought that's what everybody's been talking about online, that like Velma's a lesbian in this.
That she is going to be a member of the LGBTQ community.
Yes. Get to the good stuff, girl. Come on. Yes.
Well, I was just happy that she was going to be South Asian. I thought that was cool.
and with it.
They're going to have her being gay too. Oh Lord. Now how's Scooby-Doo for kids?
So Scooby's not in this, from what I understand. Scooby will not be appearing in this.
Okay. Well, all right then. Hey, I'm here for it. So
it's
for me.
Fizz for me.
For the gay too.
Yeah. It's total fizz for me. We talked about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago, but I actually had a chance to sit down and watch each of these. So first, I just wanted to say I wanted to give a huge fizz to all of the black people in daytime right now. We lost a couple with Wendy Williams and Nick Cannon, but baby, we gained so much more. We have the likes of Tamron Hall, Jennifer Hudson, Sherry, and even Karamo Bell. Now, is everybody's show good? That's debatable, but I had a chance to take a look at all of these. I'm very surprised at Sherry's show. I never had a chance to really sit down. I like it. I do like it. I also had a chance to really sit down and watch Jennifer Hudson's show this week. I like it. I think Jennifer brings such a different perspective because she is like a part of the industry and like has known all of these people. I think I shared a clip on Instagram last week where she was talking about singers and like their signature sound, their signature notes. Did you see that clip I shared?
Yeah.
I thought that was really cute. And she was going through like, well, Mariah Carey sounds like this. Whitney sounds like this. Fantasia's going to kill me, but she sounds like this. And then she even made fun of herself because she was like, I'm always going to give you a, and she's like, I don't care what song it's on. I'm always going to give you a, And she's like, that's my signature sound. That's just how it is. And I thought that was really cool. And I've seen a lot of audience interaction with Jennifer Hudson's show that has really made my heart warm too, because there's a lot of black people in the audience, and boy, they be eating her up. They love her, and I love that for her. And so I'm glad that her show has been successful. Now let's get to and we also talk about Tamron Hall. Tamron's been on for a few seasons now, continually doing the damn thing. Let's talk about Karamo Show. Have you had a chance to watch Karamo Show?
No, and it's Karamo Brown, right?
Oh, did I say Karamo Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, Karamo Brown. So
Karamo Show looks a little Montel Williams, a little Jenny Jones, a little old school.
Maury.
Yeah, Maury.
Definitely.
Yeah, it looks a little
God.
old school talk show.
This is how I know we are friends, because that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I said Karamo Show is definitely in the vein of like a Maury, Montel Williams, and Jerry Springer-esque. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Out.
What are your thoughts? I feel like, hold up.
Don't nobody want to do it.
I feel like we always come on here and people will be like, oh, why y'all always hating on Karamo? Why y'all always got it out for Karamo? This, that, the third. I don't like it. I thought he was going to be doing, I guess this is a talk show, but this is not what I thought that he was going to be doing. How do we and it's not, and I don't, and furthermore, it's on some kind of weird service. I don't even know what the name of this service or network is, but it's not anything that I've ever heard or seen before. So that also kind of took me by surprise.
No, I have no clue. I think, out of all of them, his show would probably be the last one I would want to watch, just because of this, the format of it. I'm not really about that. Like, he tried to have like, the clip I saw was like he had someone who was like a body shamer on, and then somebody who was happy about their body, and I was like, this is an unnecessary conflict for me. I don't know. I'm good.
Well, in Queer Eye, he calls himself, he's like the self-help guru. So like he's like the life coach per se, but it doesn't quite translate. Yeah,
I think that worked when, his segment was all of 40 seconds, not on a hour-long talk show.
You're so shady.
That is just being completely honest about the situation.
You're so shady.
When you have a 2-minute segment helping somebody get okay with bangs or, putting on a different color shirt, like, yeah, and then that translates. It's different for a talk show.
Okay, so maybe this should have been in the Woo Child segment, because Woo Child.
No,
but I will say,
it's a fizz for me. Everybody in the Black and Daytime category gets a fizz. I hope y'all all get Emmys. I hope y'all all walk away with the accolades, because it's just making more room for other people to come up. So.
Agreed. So with that being said, I will say that's a fizz too, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say anything, because y'all not going to have me on. Y'all going to be talking about me talking about, oh, you got it out for Karamo. No, that's Trenton Rashad who's got it out for Karamo. I'm just here so I don't get fined. What else you got?
Well, Ice Cube was on Drink Champs this past week and has talked about the long-awaited next installment of the Friday franchise.
Who's waiting for it?
A lot of people are. A lot of people's like, when's the next Friday coming? Who's, what's going on with it?
Let's leave it alone.
So they asked Ice Cube what was happening with it, and he let us know that Warner Brothers actually owns the distribution for the Friday franchise, and that they have thrown out the last 2 scripts that were attempted for another movie. And so it's been he said it's been an uphill battle. They first submitted a script, and that one got denied, and then they submitted a different story, a different take on what the 4th movie could look like, and then that one also got denied. And so he pairs it with that, as well as the death of the guy who played his father, John Witherspoon, as well as Debo, Tommy Lister.
Oh yeah.
And then the guy who played Ezel. They've all passed away.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and so it would be tough. He also kind of spoke a little bit about that it would be hard to, would Chris Tucker ever come back? He was like, probably not. He's like, I don't think he has any interest to do the project. But the first script that they submitted was featuring him and Mike Epps. And they would actually have been like in jail for selling weed. And then that one was denied. And so then they did another one that basically focused on like the young and up and coming people in their neighborhood. So it would be like the sons of Smokey or, kind of focusing on that. But both scripts were thrown out. So I don't know if we'll ever get a fourth film. Marcus, what are you thinking? You're not waiting for a fourth film?
It's a flat for me, and don't think I haven't forgotten about Ice Cube's comments a few years ago talking about, oh, well, let's just wait and see what Trump does. Maybe he's going to do something good. Maybe he's going to – don't think I've forgotten about that either. It's a flat.
So you still – so he's canceled from that okay.
So here you go again, using that word cancel. Here you go. You never heard that word come out of my mouth.
Well, he's not canceled, but you're thinking about that. So
I'm keeping tabs. Like words have meaning, and words have purpose. And like when you say some silly shit like that, yeah, I'm not gonna let that go.
That's why you don't
because
want another Friday to come out.
Well, I honestly, probably an unpopular opinion. I didn't even really like Friday After Next.
Oh, okay. See, I actually liked Friday After Next. I thought it was cute.
I liked Next Friday, but I didn't like Friday After
Next Friday
Next.
too. I actually like Friday After Next better than I like Next Friday.
Oh, really? No.
I do. I just like Cat Williams is so funny to me.
It's a chop for me.
And like, to me that was.
I don't think we need a fourth movie.
But I was surprised to see that they had done so much to try to get the fourth movie up and running. But it sounds like now that all these people have also passed away, it's like. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just kind of move on and let that be what it is. Maybe do an anniversary special.
Sure. Or a reunion like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air did. Yeah.
So, that'd be
What would they even call it? Like, what would this be called?
The Last Friday. Or Last
Like
Friday.
the last holiday?
It's called Last Friday.
Flat. It's a flat for me.
Yeah, I think I give a flat for Warner Brothers kind of like taking this because it is a shame of like what it started out as and what it became. But yeah, if the scripts are not there, because neither of those scripts sounded exciting to me. Like,
no,
I would rather y'all just not do it.
Same. The only other thing I have is you heard the news about Tia Mowry and Corey Hardrick.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting a divorce or they're separating. Yeah. I thought that was very unfortunate. It's so interesting because when I found it out, when I was looking at the news notifications, I was literally watching Tamara be interviewed by Sherry on her talk show.
Her book is out this week.
Yeah. And then I saw the post that Tia posted on Instagram talking about how her and Corey were separating after like 14 years or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, sis, you couldn't have waited.
Right. Like, were you trying to steal Tamara's shine?
This book,
yeah.
This week for the book out.
But apparently Corey is facing backlash because there are rumors that he cheated. And so he's over here talking about, no, that is not the reason why we're splitting. I did not cheat, blase, blase, blase. And it's unfortunate, which is why I give it a flat, because I really liked them together. But again, shit happens. I don't know. I don't know what happened exactly. Did you have any comments on this?
I did not have a lot of insight into their relationship. I never really saw them like interacting. And so I don't know what it was like. Now, what people are doing now are pulling up all of these clips. I don't know if you saw these clips surfacing. of them like being in like interviews together, and like Corey would be like, because T would talk over him and he would get upset, and like, just like all of this like little stuff. But, I mean, yeah, it is one of the black couples that are breaking up, but I feel like it's just this is the trend that we've seen. Like, we just got finished talking about, a couple of others in the past couple of weeks. We had Nia Long and her man split up, Miguel and his girlfriend, Neo and his wife.
So
Miguel, kind of like a thing.
So let me clear. So Miguel and his girlfriend are back together.
They are back?
So they've been back together.
Oh, that's cute.
So they did split up, like, I think either earlier this year or last year, but they're back together now. They decided to work things out because everybody was talking about, Miguel saw how these streets was looking and said, nah, nigga, I'm good. I'm going back. I'm going back.
Did you see this?
What do you send it to me?
I'm going to send this to you. I don't think you knew about this.
How are you sending it to me?
I'm going to put it on the sheet. I'm going to put it in the code open.
Okay.
Yeah, she just filed for divorce.
Again?
Yes.
What? So they couldn't work it out.
They could not.
Put it in the sheet.
I did. I just put it in the sheet.
I don't see it.
It's right across from the Tia Mowry, Corey Hardrick.
Oh, you put it in. Okay. Oh, this is from Complex. Okay, let me see. Miguel's wife, Mandy, has filed for divorce following reconciliation earlier. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
I was rooting for them.
No.
Damn.
I mean, it's just a long line. I mean, it's what's happening out here in the world, and like people aren't staying together.
They tried. They at least tried to work it
They
out.
tried,
so I mean, I commend them on that.
It didn't work.
Damn. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they're like,
well, I'm
wow.
happy to educate you and share what I know and bring you some of my knowledge. But yeah.
So that's just, I just wanted to put that in there. So it's a flat because we love black love, but it don't. I mean, if it don't work out, it just don't work out. I guess.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Okay. Well, let's wrap it up. What are your final thoughts leaving this episode?
God, what are my final thoughts? We've talked through so much. I mean, pick. We could talk about bros and their dismal opening and how you need to find your audience and cater to your audience. Stop trying to stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Build upon what you have going for you first before you try to venture out and gain new ground. You got to have a foundation before you put a roof on that house, baby. You can't just be out here trying to build a house with no walls. You got to make sure you have a foundation and stuff set up before you really build up to where you need to be, Billy. But then we could talk about Kanye. Like, he needs help. Like, there needs to be an intervention, something. Like, there's so much to take away from this. What are you taking away from this?
I am taking away, let's eliminate all of the stunt beefs. It's just too many out here, and it's not even a creative or new way to get your stuff out now. Like, it's becoming more of the lazy way to get notoriety around your name. So let's just eliminate all the stunt beefs. I'm putting a charge out there to all of our celebrities. Figure out a different way to build buzz. All of these little Twitter fingers and
people are getting tired.
Silliness. It's just too much money out here. There's too much stuff to be focusing on outside of just figuring out. Get you a new marketing team. Get you some social media people. Come up with some new ideas to get your word out and get your music out.
Let's focus on a sophomore album and putting out some singles that stay in the top 10 on Billboard for both of these ladies. Let's focus on the music instead of these beefs. For everyone.
For Mase, for
Child.
Jordan and Draymond, and it's for everybody.
I don't know if you want Diddy focusing on the music because we see how that's turning out. So I don't know if that's what you want. Okay.
Well, we're going to sign off here. If you want to continue the conversation with us, follow us on social media. You can find us at ColdPOP Show on Instagram, Twitter, ColdPOP Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. You can find me at Trenton Rashad on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me at Marcus Drew Steele with an E on the end on all socials. And of course, you'll see this on YouTube, ColdPOP Show, ColdPOP Podcast. Also, we want to do some more interaction with our spill segments because I feel like we've had some really good topics lately, and I want to make sure that the pop stars are involved because I want to know like what you all think about some of these things. So by all means, feel free to send us a message or comment or leave your opinion and stuff like that. We're family here. Let's do it.
All right, pop stars, that's our show, and until next time, bye.
Bye.